Yes, I'm sure that you probably heard a couple of times from Robert about Samopomich and the website. This is actually how we developed it and why we developed it and how it looks like. So a couple of reasons why we developed the website related to the context of the Czech mental health care system and the situation with regard to mental health in the Czechia. And then I will speak about mental health literacy website development. I will show some statistics, and I will think of some further developments. So the context is that in Czech Republic, as in other countries, but more in Central and Eastern Europe than in other European countries, there is high public stigma, which is an obstacle for help seeking. So many people do not seek care even if they need it. Second reason, the mental health care system, if you look at it, not just in Czech Republic, but everywhere in the region of Central and Eastern Europe, doesn't look like it is suggested by WHO that is an optimal mix of services, but looks rather more like this. So the abilities of population to take care effectively of themselves is limited, and most of the professional care relies in the psychiatric hospitals. The other reason, which was probably the most important one, is that we saw how rapidly the mental health problems in the population increased during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially during the lockdown periods, which led us to think that it's impossible for the current professional system to take care of these needs and that we need to do something about it. So we decided to develop a mental health literacy website in order to quickly try to equip population with knowledge and skills how to take care effectively of their own mental health. We built on 4 principles. First, encompassing all 4 components of mental health literacy, and I will speak about them later on. Second, we wanted to provide information which is evidence-based, because when you look at the internet, you find many things about mental health. Little of that is evidence-based. Third, we wanted to use a holistic approach. If you were at the last plenary session, you heard about using different resources to support your mental health, not just psychological resources. So that was also our approach. And fourth, we wanted to make it accessible and supported by a communication campaign. So let's first look at 4 components of mental health literacy as defined by Stanley Kutcher and his team in Canada. First component is knowledge and skills, how to obtain and maintain good mental health. And there is a whole section on self-care, and I will go into details later on. Second component, understanding mental disorders and their treatment. Again, we provide evidence-based information about mental health disorders and their treatment in our website. Third component, encouraging effective help seeking. So we provide self-care, self-testing. We provide some screening tests that people can use to screen themselves for mental health problems. And we also provide them with contacts and with points of referrals where they can seek help. And the fourth component is actually focused on building positive attitudes towards mental health and those with mental health problems, which you might think of as anti-stigma work or destigmatization. And that's what's guiding principle in everything which is on website. And the language here is really, really important. Second principle, all the information that are provided in the website are evidence-based, so it took a lot of time to put all the information together. But everything which is on the website is well referenced, as you see in this example on building sleep habits. Third, the holistic approach. As I said, we wanted to support population not just with psychological tools. And this is often what you encounter when you go to some websites or to some services, that they offer you only psychological tools, which is, in my mind, not enough. And it doesn't work for a big part of the population. So if you think of a man in his 40s who lost a job, and is depressed because of that, it's very difficult for him to accept, mindfulness exercises where people start with, and now take a deep breath and think of your, left little finger on your leg. It's just not acceptable for them. So we take a holistic approach, and we use all the different domains which you can use to support your mental health, and not just psychological, but also social, economical, sleep habits, and other areas of human life which are supportive of mental health or which might not be supportive to your mental health. And we are encouraging people to look at what works for themselves and incorporate more of that into their life, actually, to support their mental health. The fourth principle that we wanted to make it accessible. Again, that was quite challenging to put all this scientific information into the language that is accessible to the public, and also to spread the information so it's available to public. So we supported that by communication campaign, by using various social media, but also going to traditional media and speaking about that. So this is just some example of how we use Instagram to spread the message. So now I would like to go show you some statistics. We have about 300,000 individual users going to the website in about 18 months, which is about 2% of the Czech population, actually. And when we look at how much time do they spend at the website, it's more, in average, it's more than 4 minutes. So it's quite a lot of time if you think of, how, what is the ideal time for videos that are posted as online content. It's 2 minutes, whereas on our website people spend 4 minutes, so which is quite a long time. There are many people who come again, actually, so it's not just users who come and go, but they bounce back and they come back to the website. And what we see as obviously most of them are from Czech Republic, because this is the statistic for the Czech version of the website, but there is now a Russian version, there is also Ukrainian version, and there is English version, which is least developed because the information in English are the best available so far. So we focus on the region of Central and Eastern Europe. What you see from this timeline is that when you launch the communication campaign and you go to the traditional media and you get a really big media coverage, you get a peak of the visits on the website. So we had about like 12,000 visits in a day after some media appearance in mainstream Czech media. Yeah, this is the number of returning visits. But what's even more interesting is, and to me a little bit surprising, how many people screen themselves. People are shy to go to psychologists or to psychiatrists, so they could find something, but they like to go to the website and use the screening test to screen themselves. So in this period from when we launched the website, it was 2020, the end of 2020, until the June this year, we had about more than 200,000 screening tests filled on the website, actually. And if you look at most often it was PHQ for depression and GAD-7 for anxiety. And if you look at the test results of those people, you find out that most of them who come to the website and screen themselves for mental health problems have at least moderate signs of depression and moderate signs of anxiety, actually, which makes us think that it's really people who need help who go to the websites primarily. Yeah, so that's just shortly about statistics and the further development where we want to take this, because we launched the website and we provided all the information that we had to the general population. We launched the communication campaign. What we see now is that other professional organizations are going to the website to take the information and then post it on their social media, which we welcome, obviously, because that's why we built the website. But many more people are going to the social media to get just a bit of piece of information. So it's more effective in terms of how many people you reach. It's more effective to go via social channels and to get just a bit of the relevant piece of information and put it on the social media, because it's difficult for people to get the whole content of the website, actually. So they are more likely to get the piece of information that resonates with them. So currently, obviously, what resonates is information related to trauma and the war in Ukraine. Previously, when there was a hurricane in the Czech Republic, it was more about natural catastrophes and natural reaction to catastrophes. And when it was COVID, it was more about social isolation and its effect. So when you post just bits and pieces of the relevant information on social media, again, you see people who are coming to the website to find out more. So what we want to do now is basically to turn this website into the application. So people get their result scores saved, and they can track how they are doing over the time. We want to connect this with other professional services that we provide. You heard from Robert about therapists that we are using for providing an online help to people in Belarus or in Ukraine. So we want to build it directly into the application, so people can have instant access to therapists. And we want to actually be able to get more information about how effective this intervention is, because we provide lots of other materials. People can build their own self-care plans, so that is again something that we want to incorporate into the application, so it's instantly available to them, and people can see how they improve or do not improve, if they do or do not the things that we recommend or that they find useful. So hopefully we will be able to develop the app in a decent time. And next time when we are here, I hope that I will be able to present some more data from this app already. Thank you.